So, I mean, I'm gonna express a bias if I can. That to me, the housing challenge is the defining challenge of our time out here. And it's not unique to the North Fork by any stretch. The election in New York yesterday showed you how powerful an issue it is everywhere. But for us, we have to do something about it, you know? And I have to say that, you know, in reading the proposed zoning, there's a lot of good stuff in there for housing. The question is, how do you apply it? How do you actually make that happen? And, you know, the ADUs, and let me say, I just put one we just added a basement apartment in our house, so I'm all for that. But it's not gonna solve the big problem. We need a substantial increase in the housing supply in order to really do something. Otherwise, we're just gonna continue busing our kids out of town. And in Greenport, an excellent opportunity exists potentially to do something about it in a big way, and that's at the old drive-in theater site on the corner of Main Road and Chapel Lane. It's 30 acres. There's a sewer connection there now, and there are no neighbors. You know, so from a political standpoint, it's ideal. From an environmental standpoint, the availability of sewer is, I mean, they're literally, it's a unicorn. There is no other property in Southold town that has those qualities and a sewer connection. So you could really do something there. And 12 units to the acre on 30 acres, not that you're gonna build 360 units, but maybe 100, 150. By the way, there was an approved site plan for that site years ago for 152 units when the St. Peter's Church was proposing a project back there. So the question we had is, can the community housing overlay district be applied to that site? It's outside the halo zone. It's not in the Hamlet Center, but it is developed, or it had been developed. It had been completely cleared as the drive-in theater site. So would that qualify? And if so, we think we should do it.
I have no objection to the conditions of the wineries. I think they're excellent and beautiful addition to our community, but part of the problem is that they create such a stranglehold on our traffic situation that a lot of the businesses, a lot of people that want to come out and see Greenport come further east can't. First of all, Harbs is, in that whole area there, is completely put a stranglehold on, at least I feel it, September and October. My business suffers. They used to be lucrative months, the shoulder months. Now they're not even there anymore. The weekends are shot. I just feel like, at what point do you transition from being a farm to a business that's not a farm? I mean, I think it's something that should be taken into. I mean, I know the roads are an issue. I understand that, but at the same time, I think we all feel the effects of the craziness that happened there in the shoulder months. In the summer, it's understandable. I mean, we are a seasonal location. Take it or leave it. That's what we are. And in the fall, I think it could be managed better. That's all.
We didn't even talk about traffic and the air quality and what a mess it is around here. So it just made me think of biking and increased train accessibility. The trains, we've got the tracks, we're not using them, and I don't know how that could fit in, but I really think it's important for planning more people and everything else.
All right, so starting from the bottom, the possibility of legalizing tiny houses in the code. My new friend James over here had the idea that we should have some setbacks on farm worker housing in case it's something like trailers that he feels would really impact the quality or the neighborhood character. I have that right there. The transition areas seem rather arbitrary, like for example, the one right on
48 and Main Road.
Yeah, like the one right on the 48 and the main road doesn't really seem too important at all because there's not much business to transition into. Let's see, too many small zones. There's a lot of spot zoning. It just seems like a better idea if we just decided to do some more comprehensive zoning there. It doesn't look like we're picking favorites and, you know, like Drossos is here so they get their own area, and then this is there so they get that area. We also didn't like that there's a lot of limits on the commercial areas coming up. Like you can't have a restaurant here. It seems like down zoning. Why wouldn't we want to upzone that a little bit so we could have more economy in Greenport, more money coming in. Most of the students at the school are economically disadvantaged, or whatever new word they have for poor, so it might be a good idea to get some more economy in here. We have, light idea doesn't really have too much to do with zoning, but the possibility of, more cooperation between the village and the town on the Greenport sewer system and how we could utilize that to get more housing built. My friend James also thought that maybe 12 acres, 12 buildings per acre was too much, so he wanted us to look at that. About Hamlet mixed use 2, the definition guide for the new zoning plan says that Hamlet mixed use 2 is meant for areas like that next to Greenport Village but located in the hamlet. But then from the map we saw up here, there's actually no Hamlet mixed use 2 next to the village, where it might be useful to get some more housing. When it comes to ADUs and other things, the rent control seems like it might make it very difficult to get new things funded. Basically, when banks hear rent control, what they think is, I'm not going to fund your ADU or your new apartment or whatever you're thinking on. Doesn't look like there's too much advantage to it. And then not enough to do about affordable housing. It kind of looks like a bandage on a bullet wound. And that's all.
Great, thank you. Well, everyone, thank you so much for, we also have a zoning resource center. You can come in person and see all the maps. You can read the code on paper. It's also, the code itself is in the libraries if you want to look at it. But the resource center at the Town Hall Annex in Southold is a great resource. It's open every day, 9 to 4, and Saturday mornings, 9 to 11, and late on Wednesdays, 6 to 8 p.m.